All right, welcome everyone to our Facebook Live that we are doing once or twice a month here at Williams Island Wellness Spa Fitness Center here in Miami. Today we have a very special guest. Dr. Martin Bloom is here with us. He is the main doctor overseeing the biostation, which is about to open in our spa area where we have our treatments on the first floor. It's going to open in before Thanksgiving is what we're looking at. Many of you have seen the flyers coming out. Many of you have experienced the complimentary B12 shots that were given here in the spa to introduce the providers of the biostation. This is very, very exciting for us. We really believe that this is another great amenity to our Williams Island Spa and Wellness Center. And Dr. Bloom, it is a pleasure to have you with us today. Can you just give us a brief background on your medical career and where you are today?
Sure. I'm happy to do so. I did all of my training at the University of Miami. And the end part of my training was I completed a fellowship in cardiology. And after completing that in 1978, I moved to Boca Raton, Florida, where I practiced exclusively cardiology for almost 40 years. During that time, I noticed, like every doctor, I was just writing prescriptions. So I started to think about trying to prevent cardiac disease instead of just treating cardiac disease. So I began to incorporate things into my practice. And as I continued to do that, I became more interested in what I was incorporating than in what I was doing. So I guess it's almost 8 years ago, if it's not 8 years ago, I closed my cardiology practice. I actually gave it to a friend. And I decided that I would go into integrative medicine, functional medicine, whatever you wanted to call it. And with the help of my two partners, we opened up the biostation. So we started in Delray, and from there we blossomed out. And now we're looking forward to starting at Williams Island.
Let me ask you one question. Can you explain, not everyone is clear what integrative medicine is, functional medicine is. Can you just give us a brief description on how that differs from the more traditional?
Sure, I can do that. First of all, I can tell you the reason that people are confused is because everyone is confused, because there's no defined name to it. The word integrative just means that I'm now integrating regular prescription medications with vitamins, minerals, herbs, and hormones. So that's where the term integrative comes from. The other term, functional medicine, is usually when you go to a traditional doctor, you go with a set of problems. And what do? We give you a set of medicines to fix that problem. So we're reactionary in that term. In functional medicine, you say, okay, so you have bloating, you have cramping, you have diarrhea, you have constipation, you have tachydefecation or multiple bowel movements. So you might get Linzess, you might get something along those lines from a traditional doctor. In functional medicine, you say, okay, well, why do you have that? I mean, it's not normal, obviously. So the question becomes one of why you don't have that. And that's the origin of functional medicine. You look at, okay, you have a problem. Why do you have that problem? Can we fix that problem? So we do. We attempt to fix that problem. And usually we don't do it with medications. We do it with either diet, exercise, vitamins, minerals, herbs, and hormones to do that. So that's basically what the difference is between traditional allopathic medicine and functional medicine.
That's one of the best definitions I think I've ever heard. I think that's something that we should write down, because it's not, it's about also prevention. It's fixing, it's not putting a Band-Aid on it. And it's really getting to the root of the problem without over medicating or having so many different medications that there's cause and effect on both sides, which creates its own, yet again, another set of issues. The main, so I thank you for that definition. That's very clear. So we wanted to really cover men's health. And a couple of weeks ago with Dr. Lacayo, we covered women's health. Why do women come to the biostation? What, maybe break it up by age groups as well. Can you do the same for men? Why would
Certainly.
men in particular come to the biostation, and at what ages are they looking for what?
So the main reason is really health. They want to look good and they want to feel good. So if you break it into ages, the 20s, and I don't really go after that market so much because they're already healthy. They're young, they're healthy. They shouldn't need my help. But a lot of times, first of all, they want to know, am I really healthy? How do I stay healthy? What can I do to make myself better? So that's what I do with the 20-year-olds. Once you get into the 30s and 40s, it's basically the same questions, but added to them is, I'm not doing as well as I did 5 years ago. I don't have the energy. I don't have the stamina. I'm not lifting the weights I used to. And my libido is not as good as it used to be. So we address those problems. Then you get the 60s and 70s. Well, that group says, I'm on that downhill climb and I can feel it and I don't like it. And can you get me back to where I used to be? And the other thing is, when you get to be 70, and I'm 76, so I can say this, when you get to be in your 70s, you realize that if life is a journey, the road behind you is much longer than the road in front of you. So you get a little anxious about that. And what can I do to stay here longer? And as long as you're in good health, then that's great. You should lengthen that road for as long as you can. So that's really what we get from the men. If you asked me, what is the major question or the major thing that people come here for? And the men in the older groups, they come to talk about testosterone. Right. And actually the younger groups, sometimes they come to talk about testosterone because they want to bulk up. They want to look good.
Right.
They want to be able to go down the street in a t-shirt, or really not a t-shirt, an undershirt, instead of a regular shirt. So we do talk to them about that. I'm not keen on starting young people on testosterone because testosterone is a replacement therapy. I'm not rejuvenating their testicles. I'm rejuvenating their bodies. Right. And the truth is that when you get to be 45, 50, 55, I have therapies to try and regenerate the testicles. The percentages aren't high, but once you get into the 40s and the 50s and the 60s, I don't really do them because I think for the most part, they're a waste of money because it just isn't going to work well. Right. Just like the supplements that you might see at, well, we won't use anybody's name, but at other places, this will bring up your testosterone level and this will make you, if you're 20 years old, they may work, and they sometimes do work, and they work well. When you're 40 and 50 and 60 and 70, it's just not going to work.
Right. There's a lot of advertising, marketing, billboards that have all kinds of claims on it. The one thing that I have enjoyed as I've gotten to know your staff is that you take each person individually, you talk to them individually. It's not a fit for everyone, or there's a different program that can be customized for each individual person. And I think that is the key to your success up to this point, is that you do take everyone's goals, ambitions, what they want to feel better, feel stronger. Everything that you've mentioned, it's a really great staff that I have seen and spoken to and worked with, that are able, whether you're a male or female, I think we all have the same basic goals with different solutions of wanting to feel better and energetic, maintain our energy,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
So what are the demographics of the biostation with male and female? Do you have a 50-50?
Interestingly, I would say it's about 50-50.
Wow.
I think we see as many women as we do men. And I won't elaborate on women because Dr. Lakaya already discussed, their needs. And men, their needs are to stay well, be well, and be healthier. Men have this focus on the older men on performance. It's an interesting thing. I've never had a woman say to me, I'm not performing as well as I used to. But it just rolls out of almost every man who's 50 years and older. They're most concerned about their performance.
Right. Well, it's important, right? It's important to your psyche. It's people are dating, I think much more than they used to. And there's a lot of relationships that happen
Absolutely
at much later years than maybe previous generations. So it's all very important. Everyone wants to feel alive and energetic and well. Absolutely. Is there any other words of wisdom you would like to give to the male population while I have you here?
Words of wisdom, yes. I tell everyone that the primary issue, first of all, I don't have any magic elixirs. I wish I did, because maybe I'd sell 10% of my stock just to pay taxes. But I don't have anything that's a magic elixir. What I do have is a toolbox filled with tools. They work very well, but you have to work the tools. So it's really a basic of lifestyle. And what is lifestyle? Well, for me, lifestyle is food choices, portion control, weight loss, exercise, and sleeping well. These are things that are primary. And I do tell the men that come in, I can give you testosterone, but if you sit on the couch every weekend and you watch the sport du jour with a six-pack and a pizza, not going to do much for you.
Right.
You got to work
together. Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. There's always work involved in any lifestyle choices to make you feel better. Absolutely, the food choices, the fitness choices, and everything that the biostation brings to us. We are very excited to have you. We look forward to seeing you. I think we have some upcoming events that we'll get the dates out onto. So Dr. Bloom, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a pleasure. And
it's been my pleasure.
We will see you soon here on the island. Have a great day.
Take care. Bye-bye. You too.
Bye. Bye.